Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to highlight some of the best Steam Autumn Sale game deals under the price of $3. We will do another video highlighting deals under $2, so if you're wondering why we're not getting to that price threshold, that is the reason. I need content for the channel. You guys know how these things work. But we got a lot of deals. I will be going over the deep discount section at the end of this video. I thought, you know, for these games, I think the deals are so good that it's worth reiterating, but we'll get to that at the end. Got about 15 or so deals to go over, so let's get right into it. Right off the top, Frictional Games' SOMA is on sale, 90% off for $2.99. I absolutely loved SOMA. I played this game back when it came out in 2015, and I was blown away by it. As somebody that's familiar with the Amnesia games, but, you know, wasn't completely blown away by them. I get why people like them, don't get me wrong, but from SOMA's standpoint, I had an incredible time with this game. It is very much on the shorter side, but as far as psychological horror games go that have engrossing atmospheres, and I always say when it comes to horror games, tension, atmosphere, those are the most important parts, and I thought SOMA did an incredible job of that. The setting is great, this underwater research facility, and overall, just a really, really well-done horror game. Dark aesthetic, the vibes are great, and yeah, great pickup there, $2.99. There's a reason why it's got an overwhelmingly positive reception, 21,000 reviews, 95% positive, so great pickup there. Next up, we got Undertale, 75% off for $2.49. Undertale is one of those games that I feel like everybody should give a shot to. Very much a throwback RPG akin to like Super Nintendo era RPGs, a little bit before my time, so maybe I didn't enjoy it as much as some other people, but I still had a pretty good time with it. Thematically, it's a great game as far as, you know, explore some dark themes and whatnot. For $2.49, certainly a worthwhile pickup. Definitely would recommend that. Next up, we have Killing Floor 2, 90% off for $2.99. I do know that Killing Floor 3 is out right now, but Killing Floor 3 is very expensive, and Killing Floor 3 also has a recent, mostly negative reception. If you just want an over-the-top, visceral co-op action game, Killing Floor 2 is a damn good time. However, emphasis on the co-op. I would highly recommend you to play this game with a group of friends. Can you have a fun time, you know, just playing it as is? Yeah, but again, that co-op aspect to this game, I think, is where it really shines bright, and it's a worthwhile game from an over-the-top gameplay standpoint. Just very, very well done. Mayhem, carnage, all that good stuff, and definitely a good pickup at $2.99. Next up, we got Frostpunk, 90% off for $2.99. Now, the Game of the Year edition is 85% off for $7.01. I would say that that is a great pickup as well, but obviously not under $3. But the base game is still a great pickup. 11-Bit Studios does a phenomenal job of creating games that really make you feel and emotionally pull you in ways that a lot of other games don't do. And 11-Bit has done this several times with This War of Mine, and most recently with Frostpunk 2. Frostpunk 2 is still at a hefty price point, so I'm recommending Frostpunk 1 here. And I'm not even super into city builders like this, but I think it's a really, really well done game. Visually, it's pretty solid, and overall, a worthwhile game to go through for $2.99. Again, a great pickup there. Next up, we got Just Cause 3, 85% off for $2.99. Heard about the news with Avalanche Studios this morning, a huge bummer there, but they did a phenomenal job with Just Cause 3, a game that, to be fair, when it came out, was one of the worst PC ports of its time. That 2015 period, not good for a lot of PC ports. Batman Arkham Knight had come out a few months prior to this, but at this point, Just Cause 3 runs fairly well, and as far as open world games go that just have action and that fun factor at the forefront, you can't get much better than Just Cause 3. It's absolute mayhem. Just craziness is what Just Cause 3 is going to offer. It's not going to offer you an incredibly gripping narrative or anything like that. You will not be getting invested into the story of one Rico Rodriguez, but in terms of over-the-top gameplay, oh boy, Just Cause 3 has that, and it has it in spades. For $2.99, great price there. Highly recommended and a worthwhile game there. Hopefully we haven't seen the last of Just Cause, but you know, we may have, but Just Cause 3 will stand out as a great open world game. Next up, we have The Witcher 2 Assassins of King's Enhanced Edition, 85% off for $2.99. I mean, Witcher 2 is one of those standout RPGs, although it is forgotten about a lot since Witcher 3 is the game that gets the bulk of the attention these days, and rightfully so. Witcher 3 is phenomenal. However, Witcher 2 is great as well. It is a really, really solid game, all things considered, and sure, it doesn't have the big open world that Witcher 3 does, but it still has some great visuals. The gameplay's solid, and it's a more digestible experience in the sense that it is a little bit shorter, but it still holds up really, really strongly. Once Witcher 1 gets a remake, hopefully more people will end up playing Witcher 1 and then they'll play Witcher 2 because it still holds up fairly well. I don't think Witcher 2 needs a remake, but yeah, for this price point, definitely a good buy. Next up, we have theHunter Call of the Wild, 87% off for $2.59. A very, very relaxing game. Like, I'm not a hunting guy or anything whatsoever, but as an open world, kind of take in the sights and sounds of the game, I feel like Hunter Call of the Wild is pretty well done, and for $2.59, a good buy on that, although there is quite a lot of DLC that if you want the Ultimate Hunting Bundle, that is $28.20, so keep that in mind, but good stuff there as far as the base game that cheap. Next up, we have Don't Starve. Not really my cup of tea as far as the style of game goes. A survival game here, an uncompromising wilderness survival game full of science and magic. Enter a strange and unexplored world full of strange creatures, dangers, and surprises. Gather resources to craft items and structures that match your survival style. Overwhelmingly positive reception, 32,000 reviews, and 96% positive. Has been one of the better received survival games in the last decade plus. It came out all the way back in 2013, so quite a bit older, but $2.49 on that seemed like a good pickup if you're into this style of game. Next up, a game that I constantly go to bat for, maybe to the point of it being ridiculous, but Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is $2.99. Man, I've been hyping this game up for the last decade, it feels like, and I've been wanting a Sleeping Dogs 2 for eons and eons. This game is phenomenal. As an open world action game, it is tremendous, and I remember when it was coming out, it saw a lot of comparisons to GTA, but it's really not that. Yes, it's an open world game, it's action heavy, it's got a crime thematic to it, but beyond that, it's got a more focus on its gritty narrative. The hand-to-hand combat is at the heart of Sleeping Dogs, and it's really well done. The soundtrack is great. This Definitive Edition has all the DLC as well. And I feel like the game still holds up pretty damn well, even being north of a decade since it came out. The initial release was in 2013, or 2012 actually, and then the Definitive Edition came out a couple years after that. I do hope that one day we'll be getting a sequel, and I know there's been talks about a sequel, potential movie. I don't know if it's ever going to come to fruition, but man, Sleeping Dogs was incredible. And for $2.99, a great, great pickup there. Next up, we have Severed Steel, 90% off for $2.49. Now, I recently covered this game when it was a little bit cheaper. It was down to $1.49, but $2.49 is a great price point as well, and I would still say as well worth a pickup. Has vibes of a Mirror's Edge, the slowdown mechanic of like a Max Payne. It's got a lot of cool elements and a cool visual style to boot as well. Not a game that's going to be super lengthy, but you don't really need it to be. It's $2.49, and it's got a lot of flashiness, a lot of vibrance to it, and for this price point, I think it's a great pickup. Next up, another game I often go to bat for is GRIS, 80% off for $2.99. This is a game that has a gorgeous, gorgeous art style and an incredible atmosphere. The sound design is great, and it is one of those games that you can view it as less so a game and something that is more so an experience, and maybe that's a little bit highbrow to say. And for some people, the game will absolutely resonate with them at an emotional level. For other people, I just feel like they'll still appreciate this game from a visual standpoint, an atmosphere standpoint. I think there's a lot to like out of GRIS, and narratively, it is really, really well done. Definitely it can be a bit more of an emotional game, but also tackles a lot of deep thematics. I think for $2.99, it's a great pickup, and definitely give it a shot. Again, another game that's not super lengthy, but a worthwhile pickup. All right, beyond this point, I do want to go over some of the deals that are deep discounts. Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider are both discounted. Tomb Raider is not featured in the deep discount section, but Rise of the Tomb Raider is. Tomb Raider 2013 is $2.24. Rise of the Tomb Raider is $2.99. I heard somebody in a recent video where I mentioned Rise of the Tomb Raider being a deep discount call me the Tomb Glazer, which honestly popped me like crazy. That was hilarious. But yes, the Tomb Raider games since the 2013 origin story reboot, whatever you want to call it, I think are phenomenal. Tomb Raider 2013 is a straight to the point, 10-hour experience, but it gets in and gets out at the right time. I think it's a great game. Some optional tombs in the game to extend the experience. Rise of the Tomb Raider certainly expands it quite a bit. A phenomenal game, and in my opinion, the best of the origin story reboot trilogy. But yeah, great deals there. $2.99 for ROTR is just outstanding. Definitely recommend that. Haven for $2.49. I go to bat for this game whenever it goes on sale, but it has been holding up in price for quite a while. Until now, it's down to $2.49, and that's an outstanding deal for a really well done single player or co-op game. I would definitely recommend you to play this game co-op, ideally with a significant other. That is how this game was kind of designed to be played, and it's a super accessible game, and the story is very charming. And it's more of a casual game. It's not going to be super difficult, but a worthwhile game for sure, and one that I would definitely recommend. Mechanically, it's fairly simple, but that's kind of what you want if you want a game that is targeting getting a newer person or again, a significant other that's not super into video games, into gaming. They're going to vibe with the characters, the gameplay. I think this is a really good shout. I know some people are like, oh, go play Split Fiction. Like, Split Fiction is a great co-op game, but Split Fiction for somebody that's new to video games is going to be way too difficult in my opinion. So like a Haven, I think, is the right route to go. $2.49, a great price on that. Next up, we do have South Park The Fractured But Whole, 90% off for $2.99. Excellent deal for South Park The Fractured But Whole. By the way, if you do have South Park The Stick of Truth, you can go to the bundle and you'll end up getting Fractured But Whole cheaper. Stick of Truth was a deep discounts title a few sales ago, and it's one that a lot of you guys ended up picking up. It might have been the summer sale, I don't know. These sales sometimes blend in together. We do so much coverage of them, but if you have Stick of Truth, you can get Fractured But Whole even cheaper. Otherwise, $2.99 for this game is excellent. I'm not even a big South Park guy, but mechanically, they're well-made games. Story's enjoyable, and a lot of comedy there as well. So $2.99 on that. And then Far Cry Primal is $2.99. The Apex edition is $3.49. So only 50 cents more, but doesn't include anything that consequential. I enjoyed Far Cry Primal. It definitely, at its core, is a Far Cry game, which is what you want, but the different setting, I feel like, does set it apart just enough from the other Far Cry games and makes it a worthwhile experience on its own. For this price point, definitely a great pickup and quite a bit of content to delve into at this price point, so definitely check that out. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a ton of great Steam game deals under the price of $3. Links to all of these, as always, will be in the description box below. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.